We listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes, all the time, most of the time. So all the time when I'm in the bathroom, I'm always typically the one that used the last of the toilet paper. And I would leave just a little bit of toilet paper on the roll just so I don't have to change it.
I knew you was doing that.
And we don't judge. Welcome to the Pure Intentions podcast, where real love, raw emotions, and intentional relationships come together. Welcome to the Pure Intentions podcast, where we talk everything relationship from an intentional point of view. I am your host, Chrissy A.
And I'm your co-host, Sir Anthony.
And today, we're going to talk. We're going to talk about relationships, how we started our relationship, the difference between love and infatuation. We just going to flow with the conversation today.
So that's why you didn't tell me the topic.
I mean... we just gonna flow. I really wanted to talk about how we met because a lot of people ask us, like when they are in our space and they're getting to know our vibe with each other, they say, how did y'all meet? So I feel like that's an important story for our listeners.
All right. So what had happened was I was in a spot doing the Fifi and I had like 30 chicks on me and they was just, I couldn't, which one, I'm over here, I'm over there, I got one on my neck. And then I saw Shorty like, she was staring at me up and down, but I'm like, man, I got 29 chicks on me like. So then I scooted about 13 of them out the way, but then FOMO came back and I'm in here, I'm having a good time like, And then I went to the bar to get a drink because there was too many on me. About 4 of them was in the back. And then you was like, hey, I see you over that vibe and doing your thing. Like, can I get down?
What the fuck are you talking about? You know what that remind me of? Like that Martin episode where everybody had to tell their point of view of the story.
Well, this ain't that.
This definitely became that.
So what's the real story?
So... matter of fact, we don't have to go into like full details about how we met, but we can talk about like the first time we saw each other.
That's what happened. I had like 35 of them.
Now let's get to a serious mode because that is not what happened. First and foremost, when I very, very first saw you, you came into what was called Tilly's at the time. And it was New Year's Eve. It was New Year's Eve?
Mm-hmm.
It was New Year's Eve. And I hosted karaoke at Tilly's. So, I was, standing at the DJ booth and I seen him walking through. He had on like this little, you had a trench coat, right? He had this trench, he just had grown man status, like walking in. If anybody from Chicago that is listening or watching right now, y'all already know that Tilly's is like a hood spot. If you've been, it's like real hood, like a lot of hood guys coming there. So for me hosting it every week and seeing somebody like that walk in, it was like definitely my type. Like I'm like, oh my God, he's fine as hell.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. But I couldn't shoot my shot because he was with somebody. Yeah, he was with somebody at the time, and I'm not that girl. I'm not the girl that's plays second to anybody. I'm not the girl that's going to chase up after a man and trying to convince him that I'm clearly better than the woman that he's with. I'm just not that girl. I am for, being seriously though, I am so much for black love. And for me, I'm not going to come into somebody else's situation. Like, that would have been weird. So... it was like, I was like crushing from the sideline, but, out of sight, out of mind. After, continuously seeing you, it's like the reaction was kind of different because it's like you belong to somebody else. So now my mind has to deplete from anything.
Naughty.
Anything that involved a you and a me in it.
You had some unscrupulous ideas in your head about me?
Yes. I did.
You know what I'm saying? When I came in the spot, I had the trench coat on, like in the movies, and it flow out, and it was like, I swayed up in that joint. The crowd moved as I walked through that joint.
Mm-hmm. It was like 10 people in at that time.
No, it wasn't. It was busting in.
Right, but when y'all first came in, it was nobody there. They started to come in later, like after midnight. That's why we stay open later.
Why you bust up my story?
Because tell the truth.
I am telling the truth.
Okay,
it was flowing like you ever seen the movie Face Off?
Yeah.
When
he walked through the doors and the birds flew up.
The one before that, when they was at the airport tarmac and he had a black trench coat on, it was flowing in the wind. When he had his double gold Desert Eagles.
I got you, baby.
Time stood still, was like slow motion.
Yeah.
And you and like 15 others was like,
yeah.
Let me stop fucking.
That's exactly what happened. I just gave my first reaction to you.
So for me, I know you already know, I'm like, cause I was locked in on somebody else, so I wasn't focused on you, although you were the star of the show. Being the host of that thing, it was packed in that joint. It was nice.
Yeah.
But my attention wasn't there. Now, as I continued to come back, I was acclimated to you because I was introduced to you, but it was like a friend thing. And the way I am, I'm respectful of who I'm with. If this is their friend, I'll give them a little side friend hug, and that's about it. But I'm not.
We barely hugged, but it was times where it would be like a little church hug.
Yeah. That's what I'm gonna give you.
No, I get it though, and that was part of the reason why I like crushed you a little bit more, because it's like you were respectful to your relationship, and I'm not gonna lie, like I get attention from people, and it's like guys even in that space that come there with their girl would literally be eyeing me, like, you know, that eye moment.
Yeah, that little sneaky.
Sometimes their girlfriend would do it. So like, I just enjoyed the fact it was refreshing to see a man who could have possibly been attracted to a woman but respected his relationship enough not to cross those boundaries. Yeah. And it wasn't like I see what he doing, I'm going to ease up in there or anything. I really feel like that our situation was basically like a fate situation. Like the right time, the right moment had to happen. Yeah. Because when we actually you stopped coming to Tilly's. Mm-hmm. Tilly's basically closed, but then there was another spot. And you didn't come there. Nah. So I hadn't seen him since February. Because it was around my birthday. Yeah. I think the last time you came was around my birthday. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken. When you moved to
the new spot.
Yeah.
And the new spot wasn't the same vibe as the former spot, but, you know.
It had its moments.
The singers was there. Yeah. It had that, but the crowd.
No, it had its moments. You just wasn't there when the crowd came. Oh. But it had its moments. Okay. But what had happened was that the last time I saw you was February. What was it, July? July, one of my friends, she was celebrating her birthday. So we ended up going to a beach party on the lakefront, and it was an all-white beach party. I really did not want to go, though. Like, I don't know. I got into my mood of being accustomed to staying at home and just vibing and chilling at home, or just hanging with my friends in the crib, cooking. And, like, I got into my, like, old lady stage, you know? I was at the point where I was tired of dating. And, you know, my friends just like, nah, we finna go out here and find some, you know. And I was just like, all right, cool. I bought me a little white swimsuit because I didn't have any white. And we went to...
an all-white party.
Yeah, it was all white. So we ended up going to the lakefront. And I was getting some food. And guess who I saw? I saw this man.
So, yeah, bumped into you at the food spot. And I had literally just got out of that toxic relationship like a week before. And you had asked me about that. And I was like, I'm single. And prior to...
So I didn't ask him, was he still in a relationship with her? I just want to make that clear. I just asked him, like, where my homegirl at? You know, like that. Because I'm so used to seeing y'all together. So for me, it was like kind of respectful to see you there and just, you know, ask about her. Yeah. So it wasn't on like no sneak. I just want to clear that up. It wasn't on no sneaky stuff like, I don't see you with Shorty. What's going on? It was more so.
You did. You asked, the first question you asked is, where she at? And I was like, nah, we done. Ain't no more of that. Like, it's done.
That's not what I got when you said that though.
Nah.
You was like, nah, she ain't with me no more. No, you said she ain't with me. She ain't here. So I just assumed, I just assumed she wasn't there. And I think it's a part of you that don't want you just didn't want the business out there like that.
Well, probably I did. Cause that's the type of person I am. I'm not going to broadcast my personal business. This is like the first time that I would have done something like that where we're opening up. The point of this is open up for the podcast. But in general, oh no, you're not going to get, I'm Fort Knox. You're going to have to make your speculations. Yeah. And whatever you believe is what you believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I probably did say that. That sounds like me. But prior to that, it was like that thing had ran its course a week before. I took some time because I had already been taking like this personal time for me because that was like not going well. Yeah. And I was chilling by myself and I just took some time and I went down to Indianapolis to hang out with my homie Terry. Shout out to my boy. But spent some family time with him to regroup, get my head together because what I had to sacrifice in that last relationship was family. And it was, like you said, refreshing to go down with him and they family oriented and to just hang out as family. Hung out with his, he got adolescents boys in one team, hung out with them. We fixed the gate, like we did dude stuff. And then that cleared my head, came back to Chicago, hung out with more of my nieces and nephews to like, okay, this is what I've been missing. And then one of my cousins said, hey, come to this all-white beach party. And I'm like, I'm going. And to be honest, I'm like, I'm hoeing.
He like, I'm finna be a hoe.
I straight up
free.
Said that I'm about to be on the beach. And ran into you. I did run into a couple other young ladies, but they didn't catch my eye like you caught my eye. Cause that whole day we was like locked in, talking, vibing, just in our own little world.
Yeah, cause at first it was just like at the food place, it was just like a high and a bye, and then we like kind of separated, and then I walked past you again, and we started talking again, and then that's when I knew like y'all wasn't together no more. Yeah. And then you asked me, you like, how close was y'all? And I'm like, oh, we wasn't close at all. I will be real. Cause we wasn't. Like, she was a regular at the spot that I worked at. And I played it cool. Like, everybody was cool. I vibed with everybody, but I wouldn't consider them to be my friends. I wouldn't even go as close to say that they were my associates because we didn't talk at all outside of that space. So like, you were cool. That was my job. I was at work. So, you know, that happened. Yeah. But I'm just like.
But let me give you your moment. So like, I was over there talking to my cousin, Nando. He gonna be on the show shortly or soon.
Yeah, Nando, big ups.
So I'm sitting there talking to him, telling him cuz I'm about to be out here. I'm about to hoe today, right now, in 30 seconds. He was like, go on, do your thing, cuz, you know, you've been. And so you started walking past again. And I'm looking at all of the guys looking their head doing like this. You just over here with this slow, sensual switch, shoulders back, coming locked in, coming straight at me. I didn't think you was coming to me. I thought you was going to the food court. But then I was like, here, I'll talk to you later, cuz. And he clean walked right off.
I remember that.
He let me do my thing and we got to talking. It was like from that moment, we was talking. And the only break from that was because I did go back and see Kiana.
Yeah, your family.
And then I came back again because I had a chair and all this other stuff. I had to like find that. Like I lost track of all of that stuff. And we was locked in talking, dancing, vibing, drinking.
Oh, baby, we made out. And it's so,
we did.
It's so funny because like I have been previously dating. And me previously dating, I haven't been feeling like connections with people. And it's like this thing, like when you're dating, people think that you're in a movie. So they think once you go on a date with them and then a date ends, you're supposed to kiss them. Nigga, no.
Why not?
I don't know where your lips been.
They trying to be on you.
First of all,
look at them luscious.
First of all, and they this way because I take good care of them. And I can't be putting my mouth on every single person. And now my mindset is I'm dating. So until, like, even then, that's what I told you, until I met the person I wanted to be with, I didn't want to be actively out there with different men. So, yeah, we were kissing, like, dead ass making out all over the beach. Like, it was my friend's birthday. Her birthday didn't matter. Nobody around me mattered. Like, nothing else. It was like everybody disappeared.
Facts.
And it was just me and you there.
Facts.
And it was so magical of a moment that I didn't even want the night to end at all.
Did we go into the rest of the night?
Wait, time out. I didn't want the night to end. So, what was I getting at? Us kissing, we making out, we enjoying each other company. And my homegirls, when we talked about it afterwards, we talked about all our experiences that night. And they was like, Chrissy, you was in straight lover girl mode. They thought I had just met you for the very first time at the beach. And I'm like, no, what type of girl you think I am? Like, my friends just be thinking, no, huh? No, but it was a moment. I really enjoyed it.
It was.
And we could go further into it.
What, that night? You
Yeah.
and your friends got me drunk. These chicklets gonna take some BCs.
Oh, yeah.
Because they knew what type of drinking we was gonna be doing.
That's one thing I learned from my homegirls is to always take a BC before you about to get lit. Okay?
I didn't think we was gonna get that lit. I knew we was gonna drink, but not straight with no juice. So we over there. What game was we playing?
Straight?
Yes. What game was it?
We ended up going back to my homegirl house. It was me. It was 3 of us women, and then it was Tony. Oh, Sir Anthony. And 2 other guys that was there for my homegirls. So we just playing games, drinking games. I don't remember what it was. Never have I ever.
I don't know, but we lost as guys, and
baby, they were so lit. I think everybody was lit in that house that night.
Yeah, but we didn't have BCs, and so it kicked our butts.
Oh, that's personal. And everybody ended up spending the night because that's how drunk we was. Everybody spent the night at my friend's house. The next morning, We go to my car. Somebody broke into my car. They broke into my car. All my stuff that was in my car is literally scattered. Like, as soon as I walk out the door, my car is like further down a couple of houses. I'm walking out. I see my purse. I'm like, that's my purse. The purse didn't have nothing in it, you know, but I guess we was in the hood. I shouldn't have left the purse right there. But that's not the point. Like, my doors was unlocked because the guys had went back to the car to get something out of my car and forgot to lock the doors back. Because it was pouring down, raining, y'all.
Yeah.
It was pouring down. So
it went from beach to pouring rain.
Yeah. Yeah. And, man, all my stuff was on the ground. I saw condoms, pictures, all this type of stuff just everywhere, scattered everywhere on the ground. It was a night.
It was fun.
Yeah.
I had a headache in the morning, but it was fun.
I didn't have a headache.
Yeah, none of the girls had headaches.
Let's move it to our first date.
The first date was at the house, right?
Yeah. It was literally the next day.
It was.
It was the very next day. Y'all don't understand how my anxiety worked, right? So I made up in my mind, like, oh, I'm really attracted to this guy. I really, really like him. And you didn't text. I screenshotted the text message. You didn't text fast enough for me.
Say that, because I did text.
Yes, you did text. You said, oh, damn, baby, we was texting. But July the 15th, you told me you were home. And I'm like, you got there fast. And it was like until, you told me you was home at 8 o'clock. And I was waiting for a text message. Like, I'm talking to you. Everybody's talking about their experiences. And I'm just like, he ain't text me yet. You text me at 4:14. Which isn't a bad thing. I'm just telling y'all that my anxiety just went through the roof because I'm like, I'm feeling this guy and I don't want another situation where I'm kind of liking a guy and then he just like ghost. But I wouldn't have been mad about it. It just would have been like a letdown, like, damn.
I'm pretty sure, like, no excuses, but that was a Sunday.
You was drunk. You was recovering.
Day party. So then Monday, I would have probably, you know how hectic my Mondays are, but I probably did slack off and slept it off, then worked, then got back to you. So it's not.
No, you told me you just woke up from a nap. It was because you was lit.
I was.
Yeah.
So I didn't go to work that Monday.
No.
Sorry, clients. If you watching this, please don't watch this.
But this was the thing. You had told me, you was like, I just jerked some chicken thighs. And I'm like, jerk? You know, that's like a love language to me.
And if you see our food videos, we should post some of that on our channel.
Yeah, we can do that.
It don't have to be all about the business. It could be, this is how we became a couple. We have a love for food. And it's almost like, you know what? We're going to start a friendly competition.
I do want to start. We have a couples channel for that, though.
Follow our other TikTok channel, and it's called The Whales
Takeover. Yes.
You'll see a lot of cool stuff, karaoke stuff, food stuff. Yeah, follow that channel for that.
So you had texted me. You was like you was finna jerk some chicken thighs, and you had some baked potatoes and some veggies. And I said, sounds good. Jerk is definitely my favorite food. And he was like, you coming for dinner? Laugh out loud. But he's still coming. Like, coming.
Oh, I said that?
Yes. So, at that time, oh my God. At that time, I think I didn't have my son. Did I? I might have had my son. Nope, that was a different day.
Straight off with Simone.
No, Coco watched them for me. One day we hung out, Coco watched them for me.
Okay.
Right, big ups to Coco for that. She was a real MVP. But I went over, we had dinner, and that's when I found out he could cook. And after dinner, we just talked. Did we have sex?
We didn't have sex that day.
We didn't have sex that day.
We didn't.
Okay. I think I was on my period. Yeah. After them chicken thighs, boy.
Oh man, that's yeah.
Them chicken thighs made me want to show my thighs.
But no, I'm the one with the shameless plug. But when we talked, you brought these cards.
And then
Not our cards, but that's what inspired the Pure Intentions. Well, this is one of many decks. We have what right now?
4
decks available, and we're gonna get to 7.
Possibly, yeah.
7 in a couple weeks. But
Yeah.
each one are different. So this one is the conversation starter. So I suggest that you start with this for just like the in general. You on a date, or you're with your spouse, or you're with somebody you're dating for a long time, and you want to get rid of that awkward silence, or just get to more deeper conversation to learn the person.
Necessary conversation.
So we have a couples deck. We have a beyond dating.
We have a friendship deck because you got to date your friends too. We have a reignite deck. That's the deck where you get out of a relationship and you thinking, hey, I think I want to try this relationship again with the same exact person. And this is a good deck for that particular situation.
Yes. So from those cards.
Oh, we have 5 decks.
Yeah.
The You and Me deck.
I forgot about that. That just came out. Well,
Yeah,
as
it's more
this,
yeah.
when this airs, it'll already be in the store.
Yeah.
So check out all of the decks that we have in the Pure Intentions store on pureintentions314.com, and you'll see them all and more developing. But it was a great tool to open up for us to have dialogue because I didn't know what it was, but it was fun though. And I was at a point of vulnerability, and I was going to be honest anyway.
Yeah.
Where some guys, they're not going to be as open, but you should be open and honest about it because it's intentional dating. Is this the right person for me? And if it's not, it's okay. It's early. You know, she can move around and or I can move around. You know?
Yeah. But I wanted to get into more of the topic that we were supposed to talk about.
That wasn't the topic?
No, it was part of it. But, you know, I told you we're just going to flow. We're going to flow through this one.
Okay.
I did want to talk about, because it kind of goes hand in hand, infatuation versus love. Typically, infatuation was what we felt that day at the beach. Like, everything was perfect. Like, I didn't see any flaws in you at the beach. And it was like that for a couple of weeks. Weeks
too.
Yeah. No, facts. It was probably a month.
Okay.
I think it was a month and a half of no flaws, and everything just seemed perfect. We were, you were introducing me to your family.
Yeah.
Literally the day after the beach, I don't think we spent more than 2 days apart from each other.
That is true.
And it's like, what did it for me was, my father had just passed away, and you had a cousin's 80, was it 80s?
Cousin's 90s party.
90s party. And you asked me if I wanted to come, and I'm like, that's the same day that my father's repast is. And in the past, dealing with relationships and death in my family, I haven't had a partner that was like really supportive. So I feel like that God was like guiding you to be there in a specific point in my life so that I can value the type of man that you were. And, you know, I told you we just gonna flow. We gonna flow through this one.
Okay.
So I feel like that God was like guiding you to be there in a specific point in my life so that I can value the type of man that you were. And, you know, I told you we just gonna flow. We gonna flow through this one. So I feel like that God was like guiding you to be there in a specific point in my life so that I can value the type of man that you were. And you showed up. And it's crazy because his friends, I was gonna say Friendsgiving, his cousin's night was literally around the corner from where we had my dad's repast. It wasn't even 5 minutes away.
Yeah, it was down the street.
It was literally down the street. It's like literally everything was fate worthy, and God put us in positions to just show up for each other. Girlies, look. If y'all got a good lip scrub, this is so off topic. Comment with a good lip scrub, because I've been searching. I've been trying to find my lips to be pillow. I don't like that. I don't like it. But anyways, back to it. No, but you showed up at my father's repast. We had not been dating that long at all. Like, my father just passed away.
I think it was like a week or less.
Mm-hmm. And I think it was the next weekend after we met.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. My father passed away. You showed up. And I'm thinking like you just coming to pull up because you had to be the cameraman for your family. Mm-hmm. And they were depending on you to be there to be the camera.
So sorry, family, I don't have those photos like I'm supposed to, which y'all know. Y'all love me anyway.
He pulled up and, oh, you were so handsome. He pulled up and he came in and stayed there the entire repast. Like literally sat, and you were so supportive. You sat right next to me the entire repast. And that's like a moment that I'll hold with me forever. Like it meant so much. And I know that God knew how much that meant to me. And he put you there so that I can see you for who you were. So I appreciate that moment. And then right after that, we went to the cousins' night and
turned up.
We had a ball.
Yeah, we had a ball.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate you because this is like less than a weekend, and I threw you in the deep end. I told you I'm throwing you in the deep end of the pool.
When I tell you his family don't know how to set their ass down, they do not know how to sit down. But I love it though. I absolutely love it. Like, but sometimes I'll be like, nah, babe, you got this, or you got this on your own. And I let him just go because I'll be so tired. And you will really have to recuperate after spending time with them because they do not go to sleep. They just be up.
They don't know how to go to sleep. They like to party 24/7.
They're a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. And I've been prepping you. So when we go on this trip out of town, we are going to leave them.
Yeah.
And we're going to,
we can't say that.
I was about to say it, but they going to watch this and then they going to be like, You told me you was going to turn your phone off. You told me you was going to.
Yeah, don't do that.
We going to cut this part out. But we leaving y'all. We turning our phones off. We faking like that the Wi-Fi not working on so well on our phones on the resort and lie on that.
So we ain't get the call. We ain't get no memo.
We gonna tell y'all the wrong room number so when y'all come looking for us and knocking on our door, it's not our door.
That's so petty.
That's only gonna work for one day.
That's so petty. They gonna find our ass. They gonna go down there
and
like,
drag us out the room like, come on.
But back to it. Infatuation, I feel like, is what we felt on the first date. Everything was perfect. Everything was good. Everything felt good. It looked good. It smelled good. Like, everything was like a fairy tale. But the difference between that and love, right? It's like infatuation is when you see everything to be perfect. Love is when you see everything isn't perfect and you still want to stay. Mm-hmm. The first time that I realized that I was absolutely in love with you was when you pissed me off.
Which time?
It was a time when I don't like being late for stuff, y'all. I really don't like being late for things. And he was making us late for something. But I expressed to him that I don't like being late for things. And we had a disagreement about it. And I think that was our first real disagreement. And I fought myself on that because I think that sometimes when you're so used to toxic situations or you're so used to people letting you down, you want to run before someone lets you down again. And I fought myself because in my head, I'm like, I don't think I want to be in a relationship no more. I don't think I was ready for this. Maybe I should be by myself. Like, those are thoughts that was going through my head. But then, like, I'm like, no, he's a good man. And you're going to self-sabotage a good man for a minute moment. Like, it was hard for me because we actually, like, kind of yelled at each other. And it made me feel like it wasn't going to work because of that moment. And I was still parts of me that need healing. But I love the fact that I can recognize that and say, no, set your ass down somewhere. We're about to work at this and we're going to try everything that we can before just giving up. And if I try everything that I can and it still doesn't work, then I know that I tried. And me trying the things that I could, it was like you were receptive. It might not happen immediately. Like, I was talking to you and to me you wasn't listening, but then the next day it's like you're doing things that showed me that you were listening. I knew I was in love with you when every day that I woke up, no matter how upset we got with each other, when we went to bed, we was holding each other. When we woke up, it was baby this, baby that. We talked things out and I still wanted you. I didn't have a desire to be alone. I didn't have a true desire to find somebody else. Like, the thing is, you're gonna always end up in a situation, because no two people are alike, where you're gonna disagree. Mm-hmm. But what I feel like is every disagreement that we have, it kind of gets better and better as far as communication goes. And I'm like, I could spend the rest of my life with this man because he gets it. And even when you don't get it, you're willing to understand it. And that's everything to me. Aww. What?
Nothing.
Say it.
Nothing.
Okay.
Letting you have your moment.
So, when did you feel like you knew you was in love with me?
I think for me, it has to be that it was like moments and it was checking boxes. And I don't know if I should reveal those box checks.
Why not?
I guess the first box that was started to check, like, okay, so I have to build up to this. I'm really vibing with her when we was in our dating phases. Like you said, it was times where you would come over and spend the night, and the mode in which I was in, that's what I wanted. I didn't even have to ask you. You just stayed. And I'm like, okay, that's what I like. Box check. And then when you went over for a couple of days and I think your scent was on the pillow and I smell a scent and just hug up to that. I was like, I miss my Chrissy.
Oh, baby, you never told me that.
I didn't.
That is so cute.
Then as it got serious, it would be like the things, I guess, of my love language that I like. Because you know how I work. They probably don't know. I work from home, even though the office space is down in Fulton Market. So I don't have to go there in the comfort of my home. So that cliche statement of if you roll out of bed and I'm in my drawers, but I'm working though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like that, or sometimes I'm getting dressed in workout gear because I might, if we went
to the gym,
something like that, if I have to run errands. However, you would get done working, come back and know my love language and just go cook me something and hand me a delicious looking plate. And matter of fact, we're going to show one of those plates on the screen right here. And right here. And right here, and here, and here, and here, and here, and here.
Oh, Lord.
You know I'm going to put all that on the screen.
I see.
But, yeah. So, whereas before, of course I can cook for myself, but I'm a workaholic, and a lot of times I would skip breakfast, wind up, it's 1 o'clock, like, whoa, where did the time go? And completely skip breakfast. Yeah. Whereas now I'm having breakfast every day, lunch every day, and dinner, and it'll be like, it's not like you're cooking all of the time. We'll take turns with that.
Yeah.
But it seems like breakfast, you just go to that mode.
Yeah. That's because you got to work. And then typically when I work, it's like a 4 hours a day, 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm back in enough time to where you're, brainstorming at your desk, doing everything that you need to do. And I feel like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, I know I've been up since 4 in the morning, but I'm up. Yeah. And you're working. So for me, it's like, I want to do those things for you. I don't want you to have to, first and foremost, you can't not eat. Like, you gotta keep those where they at. And, second of all, like, I don't want you to leave from where your focus is just to fix you something to eat when I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, I'm here.
Yeah. Whereas my thought is like, you've been up since 4 a.m. The first thing that I would want to do is go to sleep when I get back from work. But that you don't do that.
I be tired, but I'm like, baby, I'm finna in the kitchen whipping up something real quick, because it only takes breakfast. It's not a long meal. Like, it's not that long to cook it. So if I just sat and worked for a whole nother man for 4 hours for the other man, why can't I come home to my man and give him 30 minutes of time to cook some food to make sure he eats and then lay down?
Yeah. And I like that mentality, whereas before it would be, you're not getting no breakfast, buddy. It's where we're going to spend your money at a restaurant.
Nah, I like to save, because the more money we save from restaurants, the more clothes I can buy.
And that's fine. I mean, I'm going to have to spend it anyway. I have to spend it anyway. So money come and go.
Yeah.
I just like the aspect of being able to make it and it be a disposable piece and to enjoy life. It's a tool to enjoy life.
Yeah. That's
how I look at it. Yeah, I do work hard. I do work a little bit too much sometimes, but it's my gift and my curse. But the gift part of it is when it's free time, when it's party time, when it's turn up time, we can do things differently than having to be into the rat race that everybody else.
You work a lot, but you don't let work consume you to where you don't enjoy life.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what I love about you, because a lot of people have the mentality, especially like when you making a lot of money, it's like, I gotta work, and then family always come after that, like all the time. And I feel like there has to be a certain level of balance, and you exude that. Like, you have this balance in your life where, yes, you're going to work, yes, you're going to make your money, yes, you're going to try to find new ways to make money. But when it comes time to relax, and to be with your family, to be with me, to be with my son, my kids. Like, you do that. And I love you for that.
I love you too, baby.
I
think that's important because that's how I grew up. Family was at the center of everything. I think we said in another episode where I grew up in poor neighborhood in Inglewood in Chicago. However, I'm a product of that, but because of that, I didn't want to be like that. So it changed.
And we grew up like right down the street from each other.
Well, you came on in Inglewood later on.
It was later on in life?
When you came.
How old was you?
I don't know. It was, you said, when did you,
it was 2007, 2008.
I've been off Marshfield then, so. I'm
just
saying, but I was out the hood by then. You know, I was a little bougie. I was in the suburbs by then, you know. And
okay.
I bought my first house in 2006.
Period.
Property.
I had my first in 2000 and, when was I, 21?
I don't know, 21? Youngin.
I didn't know what to do with it, but I had it.
But back onto you. So I'm building up this little story of, and you say love. So the things that it challenges me. So this is one of those, we listen and we don't judge.
Oh, Lord.
Moments with you. So, you know anything about me, I'm a neat freak. And so, my baby's a little chaotic. But we're going to make an adjustment and we deal with it. So sometimes she misplaces a lot of things.
Okay.
Sometimes she leaves things out of place.
Okay.
But we adjust, and everything don't have to be like a showroom floor all the time. So this is what I tell myself.
Oh.
Because this is how you are. Like, if it was me, when you walk into the house, everything gonna be perfect and not out of place. However, with my baby, you know, you go into a couple rooms and a couple, you know, like pillows when we get up off this couch, this is just how she gonna leave the shit. Whereas me, I'm gonna put them back. I'm gonna do the little karate chop in the middle and all of that. But I learned to.
I still don't know how you do it so nice. I be trying to figure it out. I be sitting, I'm like, which pillow go where? And sometimes I know, sometimes you didn't notice. Was it yesterday and this morning I made up the bed in the room?
Yeah. Somebody told me a long time ago, about 20, 25 years ago, millionaires make their bed before they wake up.
And I hear it all the time in my head, so that's what made me make it up for the past 2 days.
Yeah, 2 days. But before that, it's just been like, it's like a pillow fight in this. Like somebody throwing the stuff all around. But we did an adjustment.
But acknowledge.
And we don't judge.
Acknowledge that.
I do acknowledge that.
Well, but since we listen and we don't judge.
We listen. We got to say the thing. We listen and we don't judge.
Sometimes, all the time, most of the time. So all the time when I'm in the bathroom, I'm always typically the one that used the last of the toilet paper. And I would leave just a little bit of toilet paper on the roll just so I don't have to change it.
I knew you was doing that.
And we don't judge.
I knew you was doing that though. I'm like, who leaves 4 plies on the roll? You can see the brown. Or
we listen.
You leave the brown.
We listen and we don't judge.
Okay. I'm gonna trip you on it. You know, in high school when they trip the back of your leg.
You hungry. That means you're hungry. Mm-hmm. If you collapse. I think a lot of people get so honed in with the fairy tale of relationships and those good moments when you first meet someone. They get so acclimated to it that when the tough part comes in, when you guys are merging personalities and you're merging beliefs and you're merging, ideas between each other, things that were once separated coming together can cause conflict. And a lot of people run from that stage. One thing that I did, we haven't done it yet, but when we got to that stage, I felt it. And I said to you, we should get a therapist. A lot of people see therapy as a sense of, okay, something's wrong. Let's try to get a mediator to fix it. Mm-hmm. And that could be useful when things go wrong, but why not get it when you know that there's a challenge up ahead and these people are basically licensed to deal with those said challenges. It's hard coming from two different households, two different lifestyles, and merging them as one. I mean, you being late bothered me. Me being messy bothers you. You know what I'm saying? And being able to deal with that, some people can't handle that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So when you get to the point when your infatuation, or what they call the honeymoon phase, is coming to an end and you start experiencing these challenges, this is when the other podcasts that we had about communication, about infidelity, all of these things, this is when it comes into play, because your mind would get to the point where it's just like something isn't right because it's not clicking. You're trying to force me into your world and not even thinking about the world that I've already created for myself, or I'm trying to force you into my world, not even thinking about that you created a world for yourself. It's no longer you and me. We're a team. It's a us. And us being new, we have to find that new combination of your beliefs and my beliefs becoming our belief. Mm-hmm. What do we believe in? What do we want for our relationship? How do we communicate? And it's no longer a you and I.
Going back onto why we jail, why we fail, why I fail for you is a part of all of the boxes being checked. I guess I have to go along with that theme. It's like, for me, my family is an important part of you being accepting of that. And what worked is because you got two sides of your family, but to you it feels small because you only interact with a small subset of this family. And you want to latch onto something that's big and loving. And I have this. Mm-hmm. And I had to get back. I had to kind of like separate myself for a toxic relationship to satisfy somebody who were insecure within themselves, who was trying to keep me away from them. And my only thing to keep the peace is, okay, I can't hang out with. My cousins is like my best friends.
Yeah.
They my first best. Honestly, they were my best friends and still are.
I see that.
And you see it. Mm-hmm. And anybody on the outside looking in, they see the videos or whatever we post on social. You know, sometimes you see things on social and it's the hyper social. Yeah. Like you can be in a party.
No, y'all like that for real. Y'all like that.
You could be at a party and be like, I was at that party, but it wasn't that lit.
Yeah. No, it's always that lit.
It's that lit for real. It's too lit, so sometimes you got to take a break from it.
Yeah, I fall asleep. Like they'll still be partying, and I'm finding somebody's couch, somebody's something to lay down and go to sleep.
And that's facts. So to be able to come into that, like I said, I threw you on the deep end of the pool, and you survived that and treaded water in the ocean. I'm talking about. Is literally like what you've met over 100 different people. And each event, sometimes events are bigger than others. But that's the environment that you thrive in. It's like you having fun, singing, dancing, talking, bullshitting, talking, drinking, like whatever that environment that
Oh my God.
we are
What the
in,
hell?
and you thrive in it. And the feedback that I get, I wasn't supposed to tell you this, but I'm pretty sure you feel it. It's like, what kind of family, like my uncle told, what kind of family that you can walk into and she can come in and have, and just fit in like as she been here for years with us. I even have friends that's like, I love your new girlfriend. Like, they haven't even met you yet, but they love you. They love your personality, how we putting these videos out, how we being so vulnerable, how I'm back. Because they love me, they see that I'm happy again. Just being accepting of a lot of things that for me, like sometimes I'm still looking at you like the little, I'm gonna put it on the screen, the little African boy that be looking in disbelief, like, for real?
Yeah.
So it's like all those things that I don't have the certain anxieties that I had in the past because I had to deal with so many layers of insecurities. Whereas this is like, okay, it's letting my hair down. The things I got to deal with is not that bad. And the stuff that you challenged me with, like, let's go back on it. We talked about my road rage. We talked about it. If we aired a private video, we was over here bullshitting about with Donisha.
We might edit some snippets of it.
But my road rage is stemming from something deeper. We talked about it from anger issues. It's like what you're looking at, and I got that. Like, you looking out for us. Fuck what them people on the road talking about. Fuck what a nigga made. Even if he make me look like a pussy, it's like, okay, but I'll be a pussy the next day, in the day, in the weeks, and the years after that. And I'm too stuck on looking like a pussy at that moment. Fuck that nigga. I don't, like, so I'm still that's a work in progress.
Yeah.
And I'm working on it, but it's like you challenging me to be better at that.
Yeah. And I think going back to the infatuation ending phase, the honeymoon ending phase, and getting into this could be love, and people running away from that. All of your relationships that you have with someone are meant to bring parts out of you and show the parts out of you that needs healing. It's meant to do that. Like, when you have a connection and a bond with somebody, sometimes it's not going to be a forever bond. Sometimes it is. God send people in your life to show you, hey, buddy, you need to work on this. Just like you, when it came down to my tone and me arguing and the way I get loud and I always say, I'm passionate. I calmed that down tremendously.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, this isn't passion. It's something deeper than that I need to figure out. And I did. I figured out where it came from. And I told you, like, I felt like nobody ever hears me. I had middle child syndrome, and I felt unseen. I felt like my opinions didn't matter. My advice didn't matter to people. And it caused me to yell and scream because I felt over-talked all the time. And then I saw how it made you feel. And I'm like, I gotta change this. This is something I have to change about me. We bring out, it's like having a mirror. Like you being a mirror for me being a mirror for you, and saying, these are the ugly parts of you. But it's okay that you have these ugly parts. Just as long as you realize that they're there and you're willing to work on them to become something more beautiful. I absolutely love you.
I love you too.
Like I do. And you told everybody that I was emotional, and yes, I'm crying again with you touching on the subject of family. You know, I don't have a deep connection with my family. Like, it's me and my sister. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my ride or die. That's my ride or die. And my mom has 9 kids. And it's like the closest person to me is my youngest sibling. And it's because we understand each other on a spiritual level and an emotional level. And even when we have disagreements, it's not combative disagreements. It's like, well, to each his own, you know what I mean? But we still accept advice from each other. And coming into your family and seeing how loving and caring and big, you know what I mean, everybody is, and how they have fun. Like, my family have fun together, but eventually that fun dissipate, because what happens is somebody gets drunk, and then there's arguing, and somebody wants to fight. By that time, I'm out the door, because I am the bougie one. I will be like, look, the ghetto that came out, it's time for me to fly. But with your family, at all the events we've been to, it has never been like that. It's just fun the entire night. And it's like, they show me love. They show me that, like, I came authentically being me. I didn't put on the front. I didn't say, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, or, I gotta be presentable for his mom. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't overthink it. I always want to show up authentically as me. Even when we met for the first time and you said something, you want the truth or you want the... And I said, I always want the truth.
You want the truth or you want the lie?
No matter how it makes me feel, no matter if it's going to hurt, I always want the truth. So me wanting the truth, I want to give you the truth. So I'm going to show up as myself, no matter what situation I'm in. And if nobody accepts me, it means that I'm not meant to be there. Mm-hmm. And that was my mindset going into it with your family. Just be you, Chrissy. And I know it's cliche and people give everybody that advice. Be yourself, be yourself. It's so true. In order to be intentional, in order to grow as an individual, you have to show up authentically as you. It's not to say that you don't need change. It's not to say there aren't things that you don't need to work on, because I think a lot of people do that. Well, I'm good, I'm me, I'm woo woo, and and they stay the toxic version of themselves. Mm-hmm. When you get into certain relationships, like friendships, family ships, romantic relationships, show up as you. And 9 times out of 10, that person is going to say, hey, that's ugly on you, but you're such a beautiful person, and you should probably work on that within yourself. And don't take it offensively, because 9 times out of 10, God presented that person to you to show you that you do have a better version of yourself. Because we all do. There is the strongest side of us. Our spirit wants to thrive, and we don't allow it because we drown it with alcohol. We drown it with past relationship drama. All that toxicity weighs it down. And God keep bringing people in our life to say, even if it don't come off pretty to you, he'll bring somebody in your life and say, hey, that right there that you got going on, that's not what I created you for. That's not within your purpose. Fix that. And if you don't take it personal, and you take everything as a learning lesson, you will thrive. You will definitely thrive. And I think that's what goes through my head when we have conflict. Like, I'm going to listen to you because you could possibly be telling me something, because I can't see me on the outside looking in. You can't see you on the outside looking in. So when I say things, and even when we have our disagreements, I always tell you, I am not your enemy. Because I'm not. I'm only here for your growth. I'm only here so we can grow together. So anything that I tell you is because I'm seeing something in you that you might not be able to see for yourself. And I want you to take that as, okay, my baby is looking at me with lens that I can't have for myself right now. And how can we work through this? How can we fix this? And sometimes I have to take a second and do the same thing with you, because sometimes I get a little insecure because I just want to be so perfect, right? I want to be like this perfect girl for you, but the perfect person don't really exist. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry. When I get to talking, baby.
Well, we got to wrap this up. So
Yeah.
this has been another episode of
Pure Intentions 314. We have to start adding that. The 314 part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I always add it. PureIntentions314.com.
Yeah.
Catch us next Wednesday and every Wednesday.
And Merry fucking Christmas to you guys. It's Christmas.
And then New Year's, we gonna turn up 2025.
Period. See y'all next week.